Hi everyone and welcome to this module, Core Paediatrics in Primary Care and the Acute Sector. My name is Tanya Urquhart-Kelly and I'm one of the Childfield Nursing Lecturers, and together with many of my colleagues we will be delivering this module to you over the coming weeks and months. This is a Level 7 postgraduate module and it attracts 30 credits on successful completion and can be taken as a standalone module, which some of you may be doing, but also it forms part of the APP framework, the Advancing Professional Practice framework that we deliver here at Sheffield Hallam University. Some of you may therefore be taking this module to achieve credits and points towards completing your full master's programme. The learning and the materials are distributed over a 10-week period, with the first week being face-to-face, an introduction and welcome session that we're doing here on campus at Collegiate Crescent on Tuesday the 30th of January 2018. Some of you may be able to attend that, others may not be able to do so. So this is an overview of the course for you. The further 9 weeks will be delivered as distance learning. You may see or hear it abbreviated as DL. And obviously there's advantages to this. We know that you're all out there working in clinical practice, doing shifts, days, nights, weekends, you've got annual leave, you've got families, there may be some sick time involved as well. So the beauty of distance learning is that you can undertake the work at a time that's suitable to you and works around your work, life, family commitment. So it's incredibly flexible. So here's the module aim, and essentially it's designed to develop essential knowledge and skills required to assess, manage and provide appropriate treatment for children and young people in primary care and the acute sector. I'll let you read the rest, and this is available on the Blackboard site for you obviously, and there is also a module handbook that is available to you which contains much of this information as well. So as I've just said, the learning outcomes can also be found in the module handbook, and the module handbook is available to you on the Blackboard site, listed under module documents on the left hand side of your screen, and we'll be looking at the Blackboard site on our welcome and introduction day, and for those of you that aren't able to make that, you can sort of have a play around on the module site and have a walk around yourself on your computers, and there are tutorials on there to assist you in navigating your way around it. Please do read the module handbook for full details of the aims and the learning outcomes and all the associated information, but just for reference, these are the 4 learning outcomes here given below. So we really want you to achieve the following 4 outcomes on completion of this module, which are fully achievable through the timetable that we've put together for you. So as with all education and learning, there's obviously assessment to be undertaken, and it's assessment of those learning outcomes that were delivered in the previous screen. And to be able to do that, we've set 2 summative tasks for you to be completed, to be marked to sign you off for completion of this course. The first one is going to be a presentation of a 15-minute case study using Screenomatic. Now Screenomatic is what I'm using here. It's very easy to do it. If I can do it, any of you definitely can, whereby you can present your slides and be seen in person and record your presentation. You can do it via YouTube or other similar IT platforms, and this achieves 50% of the mark for your assessment for this module. The second assessment of the learning outcomes will be by the production of a 2,000-word assignment based on the care of the child or young person that you've chosen and delivered in your case study, and this collects and attracts the other 50% of the mark for the assessment for this module. We'll obviously go through this in more detail. Again, details of the guideline assessments and briefs, etc., marking criteria are all available to you in the handbook. Again, this is on our module site. And in the reading list, which we'll talk about a little bit further towards the end of this presentation, there's a lot of literature in there to help support and guide you, make use of the library services, make use of all the information that's put onto the Blackboard site from the lecturers delivering your sessions to help you complete and achieve a pass for both of these aspects of assessment. So why distance learning? What benefits does it give to us? Well, of course, I alluded to that at the beginning of this presentation, that obviously you're all busy working out in clinical practice, so it allows you flexibility first and foremost, but it also gives you the opportunity to develop your technology-enhanced learning skills, and we will support you with that on the introduction welcome day and throughout the duration of the course, with support of the TEL team, who will be coming to facilitate a session with us to help you learn how best to get the best from technology and use it for the duration of your learning. It also develops your expert knowledge of caring for common paediatric conditions in the primary and acute sector. This is what we're going to be delivering to you via the distance learning Blackboard site, so you can log in at a time of your choosing and convenience to work through the learning programme online. And again, you can study anywhere and at any time to suit you and your lifestyle. And the weekly learning materials that we upload, we would expect would equate to approximately 7.5 hours of study. So whilst the delivery of a screencast, for example, might only be 20, 30, 60 minutes long, there will also be additional material provided for you to do some self-directed learning study around the subject area. So your learning environments, rather than it being a classroom, you've been on campus with your peers, the Blackboard site will become your learning environment. It's the primary area for the learning materials, and we'll be using the module site on Blackboard to communicate and share these learning materials with you, and we'll also provide you and your peers with a specific discussion board which you can speak to one another via. One of us will, or both of us will probably manage that and chip in and out of conversations and discussions, but that doesn't mean that you can't actually contact us in person, face-to-face, telephone, email, etc. It's a platform that you take ownership for, and you can communicate with your peers and share best practice ideas and support one another for the duration of your learning in this module. So what do these learning materials look like? Well, I've already alluded in the last slide to Screenomatic and web-based lectures, but hopefully we'll be able to mix these up and be quite diverse in the materials that we share with you and deliver to you to support your learning. So hopefully there'll be case studies, Screenomatic and web-based lectures and presentations. We'd like to try and incorporate some quizzes to allow you to test your own learning. We're going to try and also deliver some live collaborative sessions via the Blackboard module homepage, and we'll talk more about these when we meet and as the course develops. And there'll also be time for reflection on practice. Obviously, we are all reflective practitioners. We need to look at revalidation. Some of our learning that we experience we might be able to use for our revalidation purposes, but as reflective practitioners, it's a really useful tool to write these down using an appropriate reflective model to support us developing as practitioners and learning from situations that we found ourselves in. And also we will be sharing with you clinical skills videos, and again on the reading list there are a couple of websites currently listed that are brilliant resources for exactly this purpose. So a little bit more about our induction day. It's going to be here at Sheffield Hallam University on the Collegiate Crescent campus. We are finalising the rooms for this because we've had quite a lot of you enrolling, and we just want to make sure we've got appropriate space and facility to deliver this day to you. But it's going to be on Tuesday the 30th of January this year. What we're suggesting as well, please, is if you could bring your own laptop or chosen item of technology that you're going to be working from with you, this would be really useful for helping us support you in finding your way around Blackboard, enrolment, etc. We're obviously going to have the TEL team available to us on the day as well, so if you're having any issues with that, hopefully they'll be able to support you with that at the time as well. And the timetable for the induction session is available on the Blackboard site, and we'll post that on the welcome screen as well for you. So essentially, week 1, introduction to core paediatrics. We're aiming to start 9:15, so you can all get here and get settled into the classroom, and then we'll start with some welcome and introductions, and that will be myself and Leslie Saunders. We'll look at the Blackboard site, we'll look a little bit about developing your distance learning skills, and then Simon Cumper, one of our library colleagues, will be doing some library skills work with you in one of the library IT rooms. Then we'll obviously look at introduction to your assessment, the summative work that we touched on. Then we're going to let you have some lunch, which you'll be pleased to hear, followed by introduction to your assessment. This is normally where people's anxieties are quite heightened and they want to know a little bit more detail about the assessment process and what is required of them. So we'll be looking at our summative work, and we'll also have some support, as I mentioned earlier, from the TEL team about how you can make the recordings of your case study, upload them to the Blackboard site, etc. A little bit about goal setting and any questions and answers. We're not just obviously going to leave the questions and answers until the end of the day. We'll take questions and answers throughout the session to support you and one another appropriately. And just so you can be assured, the specifics of the subsequent weeks will be published in the very near future. We're just finalising those now with our colleagues, so the whole timetable will be available to you on the Blackboard site, so you can work through the resources at your leisure. Okay. As I've also alluded to earlier in this presentation, there is a reading list available to you, available on the Support Resources tab on the Blackboard module page. And it's obviously going to be broken down into weeks, with each weekly folder containing links to literature, articles, journals, books and videos, for example, that the lecturers who are delivering your sessions will upload into the weekly folders, so you can read those and they'll be appropriate and pertinent to the subject areas that are being covered. And I just want to show you this, if I can get it to come across. This is what the module homepage looks like, and this is the index down the left hand side that you can see, that you can access the information. So module documents takes us here. We spoke about the handbook earlier. The distance learning timetable will be available here. There's some instructions and information about induction, and there'll be also further information about case study guidelines. This is the Support Resources tab, where you'll be able to find the reading list or the module resource list, and this will be populated, as I said, in weekly folders. There'll also be some folders about professional issues, so the NMC code and standards, the appropriate websites, clinicalskills.net and spotting the sick child, etc. This is going to be updated. This will be the library session PowerPoint from Simon Cumper, our librarian, and the learning materials tab is where you will need to access the weekly sessions. And this is where week 1 is, so week commencing the 29th of January 2018, and this is where this PowerPoint presentation is sitting, and then subsequent weeks are numbered going down, and I'll also put the titles of the sessions in there for you to look at. So finally, remember to contact us if you need any information or have any queries. You can contact myself, Leslie Saunders, or indeed the individual lecturer that's delivered a session to you if you've got questions regarding that. Use this as an opportunity to share your learning, not just to kind of get your credit for your further education and what have you, but be sure to network with your peers and learn with and from one another, and take the opportunities in your clinical workplaces to enhance your learning. So any opportunity that you perhaps wouldn't ordinarily get, use this module and learning experience as an excuse and a reason to say to your colleagues and peers, actually, can I come and see what you're doing? Can I see how you deliver this clinic? Is there an opportunity for you to learn by doing additional visits with a colleague that you otherwise normally wouldn't, etc. So thanks for watching, and we're very much looking forward to working and meeting with you all in the very near future. Thank you.